Hi, we'll be replacing the alternator in this video on my CLS 550. Now, first thing you want to do is pop this cover off. Right there. So you can have just a little more space here. And I'm going to try doing this without removing the fan, like a lot of you say to do. But first thing I need to do is take off the serpentine belt. And I'm going to be using a 17 millimeter to do it. And I'm using this adapter because my breaker bar is a 1/2 inch and I don't have a 3/8 inch socket breaker bar. Now, right here I want to show you what we are looking for. I hope you guys can see it. So if you're facing the engine, your alternator is right there. Your crankshaft pulley is right here. And right beside that is your tensioner pulley. And okay, so crankshaft pulley. This is your tensioner pulley. And right there is what we're going to be hooking on to pull it. So I'm going to put this thing on and get back to you. So I did this off camera, but I have my breaker bar in here with my 17 on it. Now, when you are doing this, be safe. Always make sure because it could slip off there, never try to remove a belt that's under a pulley because it will pinch your fingers. Always try to remove it from like the side here. So what I ended up doing was I ended up popping off my alternator, which is right here. I just pop the belt off it, just like that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is pop this out so I could get just a little bit of arm room. That's not supposed to pop out that way, but it works. Now I got two sockets for this. One is a E12 and the other one is a E14 because I wasn't sure which one would fit. But I think it's the E12 one. So I took all 4 bolts out the alternator, 2 on top, 2 on bottom. There's the alternator, just fell off. And I did unhook that little hook right there, it was right there, and all it is a little, you pinch it and you pull it. It's kind of simple. And were the 2 bolts hard to do? Yes. You guys can't really see all my dirt, man. But anyways, man, you guys can't see nothing on this camera. But my hands are like black. But the next step is I have to take off this right here. The power one. Which I'm going to do that now. And I believe it's a 10 millimeter. And when I take it off, I'll let you know what size it was. It's just a one basic socket like this. Alright, so I'm having no luck with it. And right now this piece was here. You pull it out. There's some hoses you want to move out the way. Alright, these right here. One was like right here. And that one was up here. I moved him out the way. Next you want to use a T15. And you want to use a T15 and take all of these bolts out I'm pointing at. Now, I took the fan out, and what I had to do was this weather strip, I guess you call it. I had to remove it, which it was plugged in, just set right there. And I had to take out these 3 bolts that hold the grill in, which there's only 3 of them. They're not that bad. Now I'm able to I had to pull out these hooks that were holding the fan in, which were set right there, blocked in there, just like this. They were kind of like pinning the fan in. Then once you do that, the fan just slides out. This is a new alternator I ended up buying from Napa. It was pretty expensive, but that inward side, you want to make sure it's facing the engine, and the flat side out that side
not facing the engine, with the bracket on top.
So this is a new alternator I got from Napa. And in the back I plugged in, and I also, in the back you have like that ground wire, which is a 13 in my case. So I put the ground wire back on. Now pretty much what I'm just going to do next is throw in the fan right here, connect the hoses back, and that's it.
Now I'm installing the fan back on, and I also forgot to mention, make sure you put your serpentine belt back on around your alternator. I forgot to do it in this video, but I mean I forgot to show you it. But you set the fan back in, and where those clips that I showed you that kind of pin the fan in, they're right there. You just want to slide them in just like that on both sides. And right now you can see the fan's very secure. It slides in there pretty good. And those black things right there that I'm touching with my thumb, those like kind of like stick into the radiator and hold in even better. Now you just want to hook up all the wires you end up taking out, which I end up unhooking like I think close to 5.
So we're all done. I did have to top it off with some antifreeze. One thing I forgot to tell you is I started my car, then I turned it off, and I realized I didn't have my serpentine belt on. So I put the tensioner in with it, like how you saw me taking it off, and installed it back on. And what you want to do is, before you start your car, squeeze the hose. Hear that water? It's purging the whole system. Now I'm going to start it, and hopefully everything works.